And 4 tourists have died after a bridge collapsed over the Indrayani river in Pune. According to the official statement, the iron bridge was connecting two nearby villages, and the said iron bridge is about 30 years old. When approximately 100 to 125 tourists, they had come to Kundumala for a rain festival, the iron bridge collapsed and some tourists, they were trapped under it. 4 people have died while over 45 they were injured. The police, including the disaster relief workers of the National Disaster Response Force, they are on the spot. The rescue operation is currently underway. In fact, the structural audit of all the old bridges has been ordered by the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. And my colleague Anuj Raite, he's there on ground getting us the latest. Anuj, take us through what you're hearing from the authorities at the moment as far as the rescue operations is concerned.
Osama, the rescue operation just ended a while back and it lasted for close to 7 hours. And, the very aim of the rescue operation was to make sure that the iron part of this bridge, which was connecting Kundumala village to the highway, which was stuck inside this narrow Indrayani river, narrow but rather violent Indrayani river that you see on your screen, to get that metal or the iron part out of that particular place. Now, for that, multiple machines were brought in place. Eventually, around evening, we saw that 2 big cranes were brought here, but even they found it difficult to lift it up, which gives us an idea of how heavy they must have been. And once they were taken out just a few moments back, one can see that there are also a lot of bikes which were attached to it. And this is a part of the problem because, as you said, that this bridge is 30 years old. It was opened in the year 1992, and the primary reason for people or for the government to open it was so that it can be a connecting bridge for the villagers who have to travel to the market area using this one narrow bridge. But because with time, as you said earlier, there was no structural audit done. There was no sort of development that took place with the structure of this particular bridge, and there was no good surveillance system either, which is why a bridge which was otherwise only meant for people to walk on also saw a lot of people traveling or using their bikes over it as well. And as you can see on your screen, right now in front of us we see 3 bikes, but when we talk to the locals here who were the eyewitnesses of this entire incident, they said that there were at least 5 to 6 bikes that were present there at that moment, and the presence of the bikes kind of triggered this entire incident. Besides that, it also had an unusually high number of people stranded over it, waiting there, standing there just to see what the Indrayani river looks like, especially when it is raining. While the view is very beautiful, but the bridge was never meant to be this strong, as it could hold 150 people along with half a dozen bikes at one time. In fact, just a couple of years ago, the local collector office here had taken the permission from the state government to kind of issue orders for a new bridge worth 8 crore rupees, and the official confirmation of it was given by Deputy Chief Minister there, Ajit Pawar himself. However, the work did not begin in the last 2 years, and that is exactly the major question that a lot of locals here and people across Pune region are asking on why the work did not begin. In fact, it is not just the work did not begin 2 years back, but given the fact that it was officially stated that this bridge has become dangerous for public usage, there was only a dangerous or not to use sign that was put in the beginning of it. But as I said earlier, there was no surveillance system. There are 2 police stations in the close by area, right, in the 5-kilometer radius of this particular region, but there was no police officer or havaldar present here, especially when so many people from across the state, especially from Pune region, come here and get overcrowd this particular bridge. So the locals did expect a large number of police officials to be present here just to keep a surveillance, but that wasn't done. In fact, when the bridge collapsed and at around 3:30, and as was feared earlier, close to 20-25 people did kind of go with the water, but an official number is yet to come for how many people were present on the bridge exactly. The locals say that the police did not respond for close to 30 to 45 minutes, and it was in fact the villagers of the Kundumala village who were the first respondents, and they also saved lives of several people. Now, the official number that we have is of 4, which includes one 6-year-old child as well. But the locals here and the eyewitnesses say that the number is expected to grow, and it is expected to become, expected to increase, given that they themselves saw, a lot of bodies being taken out of the river. But an official confirmation on the increased toll will be added to the tally tomorrow in all likeliness.